all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch. And what I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford.
Welcome back to BoxingHQ. Man, today was something else. I just went rounds with a living legend. That's how Terence "Bud" Crawford put it. Sweat pouring, gloves still warm, his eyes gleaming with the rush of battle. This wasn't just another day at the gym.
What you got? Yeah! 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 What you got? Yeah!
This was a moment etched in boxing history, unfolding in real time. Crawford, already considered one of the pound-for-pound greats of this generation, stepped into the ring today with a man whose name echoes through boxing history. Roy Jones Jr., the four-division world champion, Olympic silver medalist, and one of the most electrifying fighters to ever lace up gloves. But don't get it twisted. This wasn't a casual spar or staged promo for the cameras.
And with Canelo, I see a guy who's not necessarily hungry, but loves to entertain. Loves to give us the big fights. Always tries to give the big fights. He finds a way to give us big fights. Not gonna always win them, but he always tries to give them to us.
This was war disguised as wisdom, a masterclass masked in motion. From the first bell, Roy came with that classic RJ flair. Hands low, rhythm unpredictable, reflexes sharp. He still had that wizard-like ability to vanish and reappear with a punch. Crawford had no choice but to lock in. He wasn't just sparring, he was studying, reacting, learning, adapting on the fly. And that's the magic. Every round became a mental chess match. Roy wasn't just throwing shots, he was setting traps, switching rhythms, and coaching in real time.
He'll be a guy that, if he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know. It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
See that opening? You missed it. Roy called out mid-round, then cracked a hook just to make the point. Crawford would nod, smirk, then shift his stance, already upgrading his game. But the intensity was matched by mutual respect. Between rounds, the two legends laughed, dapped up, and shared real gems. Roy dropped knowledge from decades of elite experience. Bud soaked it all in, no egos, just pure love for the craft. One observer said it felt like watching two grandmasters play speed chess, only their board was the ring and the stakes were greatness. I've gone rounds with killers, but this right here, this was different, Crawford later told insiders. It's like I got a glimpse into the mind of genius. Sources close to the gym say the energy was electric. Trainers, pros, even young amateurs stood still, phones down, just absorbing the moment. Two eras of excellence colliding, not in conflict, but in communion. It was as if Roy was handing over the torch, and Bud wasn't just taking it, he was setting it ablaze. And Roy? He had nothing but high praise. He's already elite, Jones said afterward, clapping his gloves together. But he's getting scary good. That boy's a real problem.
You don't think, or you don't look into the weight difference. Why?
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter.
This wasn't just a spar. It was a transfer of greatness. A rare moment where past, present, and future met in one sacred ring. For Terence "Bud" Crawford, the stakes have never been higher. He's not just moving up, he's moving into enemy territory, facing one of the most feared punchers in boxing today, Canelo Alvarez. And while most fighters would focus on size, weight, and power,
Using everything he had. Squared up. That's why Canelo
Crawford is playing a different game. He's not just training hard, he's training smart. The rounds he just shared with Roy Jones Jr. weren't just preparation. They were a blueprint for doing the impossible. He's focused, he's sharp, and he's learning from one of the most brilliant boxing minds the sport has ever seen, said one insider close to Crawford's camp. Crawford has already silenced doubters at 140 and 147. But now the question looms. Can he hang with the bigger man? Roy Jones Jr., who knows firsthand what it means to jump weight classes and win, believes Bud can, if he plays it right.
Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity.
Look, if there's a weight limit, get to the weight limit, Roy said bluntly. Don't come in undersized. Come in strong, come in filled out. That size matters in there. Jones Jr., never one to dodge the hard questions, gave his take on the mega fight everyone's talking about. Crawford versus Canelo. Man, it's a great fight for boxing, he said, eyes focused. But it depends on how Canelo fights. If he fights the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he fights the right one, it's gonna be tough. Pressed for a prediction, Roy didn't bite. I love both guys, he said with a smile. They've both earned their stripes. Let the world see who wins. It was classic Roy-wise, neutral, but full of insight. And when a legend who's defied the odds and beat heavyweights talks about a size jump, every word counts. But not everyone is so confident. Former world champion and boxing analyst Tim Bradley spoke with raw honesty and real concern. Look, I'm worried, Bradley admitted. I know Bud. I know how he thinks. He ain't gonna back down, not even a little. And that's what scares me. Bradley pointed to Crawford's 2019 clash with egregious Mean Machine Kavaliauskas as proof. That night, Crawford, feeling overlooked in the shadow of Manny Pacquiao, chose violence over strategy. He traded more than necessary and took the first knockdown of his career. That was emotion, Bradley said. That was a statement. And Bud made it clear he fights with pride. But against a dangerous finisher like Canelo, pride can be a double-edged sword. Bradley continued. You can't get caught up proving a point when the guy in front of you can shut the lights off. So here's the truth. This fight isn't just about skill. It's about discipline. It's about IQ. And it's about staying in the moment, no matter how loud the crowd gets. With Roy Jones Jr. offering guidance from a place of lived greatness, and voices like Tim Bradley raising the alarm, one thing's clear: the countdown to Crawford versus Canelo isn't just about two fighters, it's about legacy. It's about risk. It's about daring to go where most never would. And come fight night, we'll see if Bud's leap of faith lands him among the immortals, or if he flew too close to the sun. And that's exactly what's keeping Tim Bradley up at night. He knows Canelo Alvarez isn't just another name. He's a seasoned, brutal technician, a champion, who's made the super middleweight division his home. For Crawford, moving up 2 full weight classes isn't just a physical challenge, it's entering the lion's den. And Bradley's not convinced the risk is worth it. You don't need to be trading with that bull, Bradley said, his voice firm. I know you're strong, Bud, but Canelo's a different kind of strong. Still, there's no denying Crawford's grit, his warrior spirit, or his belief in himself. That's what makes him great, but in this fight, Bradley fears it might also be his greatest weakness. Bud's got the heart of a lion, he admitted. But sometimes that heart can override the plan, and with a guy like Canelo, one mistake can change the fight. But here's where it gets real. Terence "Bud" Crawford isn't approaching Canelo Alvarez with wide-eyed admiration. He's breaking down the myth, challenging the legacy, and asking the hard questions no one else will. He's fought a lot of champions, I'll give him that, Crawford said, calm but direct. But at the ages he fought them, some of them were already on the decline. He didn't mince words. Crawford pointed to the razor-thin and controversial win over Erislandy Lara, the schooling Canelo took from Floyd Mayweather, and his clear defeat against Dimitri Bivol when he tried to move up in weight. He tried to be great like I'm doing, and he came up short, Crawford said. The message? Not all resumes are created equal. Even Canelo's win over Jermell Charlo came under fire, with Bud hinting that the man who showed up that night didn't look like the undisputed version of Charlo fans expected. That wasn't the best Charlo, Crawford said, and Canelo knows it. But make no mistake, Bud isn't making excuses. He's setting the stage. This isn't about discrediting Canelo. It's about declaring war. I got the style. I got the skills. I got the heart, Crawford said, eyes locked in. And I'm not coming to play no games with Canelo. He ain't seen nobody like me. This isn't hype. It's a fighter calling his shot, standing on his truth and daring to chase greatness the hard way. And as fight night inches closer, fans are asking one thing. Is Crawford biting off more than he can chew? Or is this the moment he rewrites boxing history?